Just kind of like jumping on into it. What are the kind of SIA pearls that go to the residents and fellows? When you're sitting there, it's July 2nd, and you're about to do your first cystectomy with the chief or the fellow.
It's details, details, details. I think it all starts before the operation, knowing the patient really well, what the plan is going forward. Everyone thinks, okay, we're just doing a cystectomy neobladder. It's Monday, and that's what we're doing. But I think devil's in the details. Having said that, I mean the surgery itself is also regimented in that we always do fairly wide resection around the bladder. At USC, as you know, we've always for the past 3 decades done an extended lymph node dissection up to the IMA until we get the results of the SWOG 1011 to see whether the extended lymph node dissection makes a difference. We continue to do that, except for patients who have CIS only and are BCG refractory. I will do a limited node dissection because the chance of having lymph node metastases is very low. Now, as opposed to our gynecological colleagues and some other colleagues, this is not a lymph node sampling. As you know, this is a complete lymph node dissection because it can be curative. I think some people still mistake this as a diagnostic procedure, but it absolutely can be therapeutic and in a fair number of patients. So, we've had patients with 5, 8 lymph nodes positive, no further systemic therapy, and are cured from their disease. So it is possible. So that means a meticulous lymph node dissection means a complete skeletonization of all the vessels in the involved areas, whether you do a standard or an extended node dissection, taking the pedicles widely. And in males, just quickly, we try to do nerve sparing in most patients who are getting orthotopic diversions. It may help with continence and certainly some preservation of erectile function in those in whom that's important. So we're doing more and more nerve sparing procedures. What's really changed over the past few years, over the past 10 years maybe, is the female cystectomy. I always tell everyone that's 8 different operations. Whether you've had a hysterectomy in the past or not, whether you're preserving the ovaries, the vagina, the uterus, complete female organ preservation, that all depends on where the tumor is located. We're doing more and more female organ preservation. I really, really caution surgeons, however, doing that to make sure there's not a posterior located tumor that can easily involve the vagina. And so you can preserve all the organs and then leave a positive margin, and that's a death sentence for the patient. So have to be really careful in doing organ preservation in females. More and more, we're realizing removing ovaries really has no impact oncologically. We can certainly leave those behind, but that's been the main difference. And then the meticulous handling of the urethra for orthotopic diversion. I think the less you do, the more preservation of continence, particularly in women, not taking out any of the periurethral sort of support structures, and making sure you have preservation of all that endopelvic fascia and periurethral sort of support structures.